This week's episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast is brought to you by listeners like you. Head on over to patreon.com/runeatdrinkpodcast and subscribe today. Fans, founders, and insiders like you help us keep the Run, Eat, Drink podcast going, and we thank you for your support.
Hi, I'm Jeff Galloway, and you are listening to the Run, Eat, Drink podcast.
Welcome to the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. We feature destination races from across the country, and after the race, we take you on a tour of the best local food and beverage to celebrate. So whether you are an elite runner or a back of the packer like us, you'll know the best places to accomplish, explore, and indulge on your next runcation. Welcome to the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. This is episode 140 of our show. I'm your host, Amy.
And I'm your co-host, Dana.
Welcome. We are so excited about the theme of this show.
Yeah, this is a belated celebration of Veterans Day.
Yeah, because our last episode came out beforehand, and then we did the live celebrating and shouting out everybody's friends, family, loved ones, or their own service.
And what a fun time that was.
For Veterans Day, to celebrate that. Yeah. Actually, on Veterans Day, yeah.
Yeah, that evening was just great. We got to sit here on the big red couch here in the Run, Eat, Drink podcast towers and hang out with you guys and celebrate people who have served our country. And
you call it the towers. Yeah, sorry, you call it the towers.
Why not?
Yeah, but I think that members of the Runcation Nation have some suggestions for what our set should be named.
Oh.
Like Tyler.
Okay.
Johnson, I'm putting that out there, but that was such a fun chat, and to celebrate that those who have worked so hard so that we can do what we want to do and love this country so much. I just think that I'm so glad that it has carried into this episode.
Yes, and everything is themed in that way. So today's run, we're going to be talking about the U.S. Army virtual 10-miler.
The virtual 10-miler, yes.
Which we registered for, we got our packets for, but because we wanted to save that for Veterans Day, we didn't run it during their official period where they were tracking the runner results.
And you could submit times for placement, things like that.
We weren't worried about that.
And that's not really our jam. You know, we're back of the pack runners. We make the most of the race entry fees, so we delayed for when we wanted to run the race.
And we should probably show people the swag.
Yeah, I'm going to get it.
You get that.
I'm going to get it.
And then I'll kind of let them know what else is coming on the show. So, we have that run, of course, and then we have eat and drink portions today. And if you are watching the video, and we are doing a video version of this week's episode, the table you see in front of us has our food and drink for the day. And I know that you're asking yourself, Dana, where is the food that you're talking about? Well, the food...
Where's it from?
Where
can we get it?
Right here. We are going to be having the food that our soldiers serving in war zones actually have to eat. And this is the MRE, or the meal ready to eat. And each of us is going to be preparing and sampling and talking about an MRE today for the food portion.
I have to tell you, I'm a little, when you think about people in the military and how they serve and things that they go through, you don't realize kind of the challenges that they can face not having
decent food
to eat. And I just don't know how this is going to be.
I don't either. I mean, there are tons of videos out there on the internet. There are survivor websites. There are all kinds of people that talk about the quality of the actual menus. There are entire menus, selections of MREs, because they were provided, I believe, by different companies to the U.S. military.
I guess.
And they each have their menu list of the things that they make. So I'm very curious to see what we got. We ordered 2 actual Army surplus MREs.
Yes.
These are, I believe, from 2 different companies.
Okay.
And we both have 2 different items we're going to talk about. But that's the food portion. And then this week's drink portion is provided by Black Rifle Coffee Company, which is a veteran-owned and operated company that makes amazing coffee and hot cocoa.
Yes.
We're actually going to have some hot beverages here on the show and make them right here live. So
Yes.
that's kind of what we have lined up. And then as a special bonus, we're going to be doing something over here on this end that's a little more adult themed, in that we are having a little bit of bullet rye served in shot glasses made out of actual shell casings from the GAU 8 Avenger cannon from the A-10 Warthog close air support aircraft. So
Wow.
we're gonna cap it off with a very, very military themed.
We are very themed.
We are very themed.
Very themed today.
Yeah. So
And I'm glad that we extended into this week so that we could have this experience. You know? Yeah.
well, I'm sorry. I'm gonna move these off the tables.
You are?
For the
Okay.
time being,
Okay.
so that we have a little more space to work with, and I want to show everybody
Okay.
the swag. I think that stuff's good over there.
You think? Okay.
I just want to show everybody the swag from the U.S. Army 10 miler,
And then we'll
as
have
we talk
to
about the run.
And we'll describe it too.
Yeah.
So
Now I learned about this.
I like the bag itself is great.
Look at that. This would be just a perfectly, themed bag you'd get at a race expo if they had a race expo.
So it's great. So you were about to talk about where you learned this race.
If you've been listening to the show for a while, you know that when I was on day shift patrol, one of my coworkers was asking if I would be his accountability buddy. He was wanting to get daily walks in and drop some weight. And I said, absolutely, I'd be more than happy to help you with that. And we started doing this, and then I started introducing him into Run, Walk, Run.
Yeah?
Because we are Galloway Run, Walk runners. And he was getting really into it. He goes, you know what, I'm going to do a 5K. I'm going to do a 5K. And then we got up to doing a 5K distance. Then I told him, I said, look, you can do really any distance you want as a Run, Walk runner. And this was coming up, this U.S. Army 10 miler. He was a veteran of the Army.
Oh.
And he said, hey, this is coming up. You want to do it? And I said, well, I don't know if schedules are going to work out where we're going to be able to run it together, but I'll absolutely sign up for it and run it in support of you. So here we are.
So he ran it within their window.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And submitted the time I think that you told me a little bit about his experience in terms of the actual distance and what he learned after he ran, and that he needed food.
Oh yeah.
Hydration.
Yeah. Things if you're new to distance running, 3 miles, you can probably get away without carrying water or food or anything with you.
Yeah.
I think that anytime you get above a 10K or above, you probably ought to carry at least a water bottle with you, and especially runners in hotter climates like Florida, where you're prone to sweating a lot and all. I think that it's a really good idea, and of course, hydrate before you go out.
Of course.
Yeah, he was having a rough day after the 10 miles.
Yeah.
He said it took a lot out of him, sapped him completely, and I get it. I've been there.
Yeah.
We've every mistake you could make for hydration.
We have made it.
And nutrition, we've made it.
Telling you. Yes.
We've learned the hard way.
Yeah, and still sometimes we make those mistakes.
Show off some of the swag here.
Well, so here is the bib. It's lovely.
This is that
Tyvek
material, so nice and durable.
And we have places for pins, and the 36th annual Army 10 miler.
Professionally printed. I mean, this is just great, and
With the sponsors on the bottom.
They have a neat logo too. I like the look of everything on this.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Nicely done.
Yay! They even have a little QR code for gear.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, on it. So, and I like that we have it came with the calendar, a 15-month calendar that has pictures from some of their past races, it looks like.
Oh, that's adorable. Let's
Yeah. And it goes through...
Photos back when you could run actual in-person races.
It goes through December 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice black and white theme with yellow accents. You know, that's their color.
I like their color scheme.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Very nice.
For sure.
So you've got your shirt out.
The actual shirt
comes packaged like this.
And it has, here's the front. It's yellow with that. It's all that bright yellow with gray and black kind of lettering.
Yeah, so it's got the Capitol building as its icon.
Yeah.
And it says Washington, D.C., October 11th, 2020. That's when it would normally be held in person.
Yeah. And it's a long sleeve.
Which I like.
Yeah.
Even here in Florida, because I'm prone to skin cancer. It runs in my family.
Yeah.
I always try to wear a long sleeve as often as I can. It doesn't always happen, but you know, I try to be mindful of it.
Yeah.
I also like the bright color because if we're running early in the morning or late at night, I like the bright colors.
For sure.
Although we do own our fair share of black and dark colored running shirts. They tend to, a lot of races tend to do them.
Yeah, and I like darker shirts, like the wine color from Wine and Dine, that kind of thing that kind of picks up on the theme. But this is nice for visibility, and I like that it's got long sleeves, so you could kind of layer in colder when Florida decides to participate in
fall.
Ding. Ding, 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 ding.
We didn't bring the bell in here.
We didn't. So it has the U.S. Army on the sleeve, on one of the sleeves, and then it has the sponsors right here, really large on the back. I like it.
Yeah.
And then you actually...
I got you an extra shirt.
Yeah, you did.
I actually bought a shirt from their online store. That was in addition. This is an I Did It shirt type. Yeah,
and I like, it's got, it's
like a waffle texture.
Yeah.
To it.
And kind of like maybe more breathable up here around the top. And
what's it say on it?
Here, let me get that.
And for those that are listening instead of watching, this is a black shirt.
A black shirt with white lettering, yellow outline, and some yellow lettering on the top and bottom.
And the font that they're using is kind of like, looks like the stencil font, like stencil lettering and like military crates and stuff.
Cool.
It says Train Strong.
Train Strong. Yeah. And the hashtag down here says Run Army, Run Strong. So
very cool.
Yeah, I like it, and it's like a little scoop neck for women.
Yeah.
So very nice.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good shirt for training.
There's nothing on the back. It's just plain black too.
And last but not least,
yeah,
the finisher medal. Check this out. It actually comes in a they actually Ziploc bag the medal itself.
It's a plastic. It's kind of like
a challenge coin would go in.
Yeah, or like what you would see an ID kind of in.
And this is a really cool little finisher medal. It's not the biggest we've ever seen. It's certainly nowhere near as big as like the stuff we've been doing from Metal Chasers or Disney.
Yeah.
But it's a full color medal. This is shaped like a pentagon. Yeah. Imagine that. It says Army Strong up top, and it says Excellence on one side, 11 October of 20 on the other, and then at the bottom it says Finisher. And in the middle you got an American flag, and it says Army 10 Miler, 36th Annual.
And then on the back, what I like is it says honor. It has the stars and the flags.
Well, and that's showing the Washington Monument.
The Washington Monument.
On the back.
Yeah. So that's very nice. And for you...
And this is all enameled. This is, I mean, very nicely done.
Yeah.
Everything's in relief, and then you have nice, colored enamel filling it in. It's a good quality metal, and it's a double-sided satin finish ribbon.
Yeah. It says 36th Annual Army 10 Miler. GoArmy.com. And has their symbol, their logo.
Yeah.
So you have earned this.
Ah.
You have earned this.
This is our tradition.
So this is our tradition. Usually we do this after the run.
Yes.
But since I was at work.
You were at work.
Here you are, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay. I get to wear it finally.
Yeah, I can't wear mine.
No. Should we talk about that?
Well.
Or will we talk about my run and then we'll talk about what's going on with you?
Yes, I say we talk about your run.
And I treated this like the long run for the week.
Sure.
Normally as Galloway runners, we do 2 short runs during the week, usually for speed, and then a long run on a weekend. Mm-hmm. So I did my run yesterday, and I did this as my long run. Long runs in the Galloway method are not normally for time. I did this more as a walk than an actual run. Mm-hmm. I got out yesterday morning. I probably started about 9:15 in the morning, which was a little bit late to get moving, but at least I got moving and knocked it out. My average moving pace was about 16 minutes a mile when I was moving. If you look at my chart on here, it's kind of funny, it's all kind of consistent, and then there's this chunk where it just drops to nothing.
Yeah.
And that's because I had to come in and let the dogs in. Mm-hmm. I took them with me for the first bit, and then I had to stop for refilling my water, bio break, and then go back out.
Yeah.
So that I had that chunk, but I didn't stop my watch.
Okay.
Not stopping the watch upped my time to about 20 minutes a mile.
Yeah, because you weren't moving.
Because I wasn't moving.
Yeah.
But on average, my moving pace was 16:02 on average, but my best mile during that was 13:37.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was cooking. I was doing a little bit of intervals here and there, but for the most part, I just wanted to kind of get back into the flow of the high mileage walks and runs.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really killing myself. I was catching up on podcasts.
So, nice, well-earned swag.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
But let's talk about you now. So you're having to do some adaptive training.
Yeah. I am having to do yoga. I'm having to do just things that are not running, actually. And I have been back physically at work, not working from home, for the past month now almost. Mm-hmm. I think it's about a month. And it's just being on your feet the entire day. It's a 8-hour work day, and I was leaving for work, and just I didn't feel right one day walking out, leaving to get in the car and drive to work. Just I've been feeling some pain in my right knee, and some clicking and some just locking up, and then some pain all around the knee and at the bottom. So I have elected to put off this Army 10-miler, which doesn't make me feel very good, to be honest.
Well, no, but you do have to listen to your body.
You do have to listen to your body. We've talked about that, but it's challenging for somebody who wants to get that accomplishment, that sense of accomplishment, the way you feel after you finish. You've earned the exploring and indulging, like we say.
Right.
And so that's hard.
But
But
you can train around it.
Yeah, I can train around it. In the meantime, I've gone to the doctor, I've had tests, and I'll have to revisit the doctor and see what the results show and where we need to go from there.
Yeah, so we got doctor follow-up in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we'll find out from there. Mm-hmm. But fingers crossed that this is just something that works itself out.
Yeah.
But you were smart. You didn't put it off. You're
No.
like, you know what? I'm having the pain. It's impacting my day-to-day
work.
I've seen you get out of bed, and then as you put weight down, you jump.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
No.
So smart.
Yeah.
To get to the doctor now.
And and I think everybody who is listening could tell us a story about, when something didn't feel right, or being smart and listening to your body and how that makes a difference down the road.
Yeah.
So if I focus on that and I think about that, I'm okay. It's just hard.
Yeah. I understand. So, in the meantime, you're going to train around it. You're finding other stuff to do. The yoga
Right.
that I watch her do, I couldn't do it.
Well, and
and
the type of yoga I'm doing right now is not very high impact, I would say, or it's doing what I can to kind of loosen up hip muscles, kind of strengthen muscles around the knees,
That's
things
smart.
like that.
Yeah.
That will help me later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
That's the run. We'll update you next week on how Amy's knee is doing and our next run. But hopefully, maybe in the intervening time, you'll get some progress towards healing, and you'll be able to get back out there and do some short training runs. We'll see.
Maybe, or walking, and maybe not significant longer distances.
No.
Maybe build back up to that.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
So that does it for the run portion. Let's talk food, because whenever there's running, we know there's going to be eating. And since we talked about it, this week is all about celebrating our soldiers and our veterans with the very types of foods that they would have out in the field. And what we have here
You're giving me.
is the MRE, the meal ready to eat. This was...
You're giving me the chicken noodles and vegetables and sauce.
Well, I'm handing you one. We're both
Okay.
going to taste them both.
Okay.
So, but this is an upgrade from the traditional, what they called the C rations that they used to have, or canned rations, years and years ago. And what they wanted was something that was shelf stable, that could be stored for years, that could be eaten and prepared right in the field. And this packet contains everything that a soldier would need to make a complete nutritious meal out in the field. So, this actually says that it is warfighter recommended, warfighter tested, warfighter approved. And I have the brisket, menu 7, brisket entree, gravy with seasoned beef brisket slices.
I have menu 3, chicken, noodles, and vegetables in sauce.
All right, so
Yeah.
Let's-
And on the back, well, yours is on the front, but on the back, mine says pack date 10/2016.
okay,
And it says military inspection date 10/2019. Best by date is 2/2022 when stored at 70 degrees or less.
okay. Mine was packed 10/2016, inspected 10/19, and best by 2/2022.
So they match.
So they match.
Yeah.
So let's.
All right, how do I do this?
Well, this has a resealable seal. So now we have the inner bag. Let's see. Open the inner bag. Here we go again. This is gonna be some of the best podcasting ever. It's going to be just us opening plastic bags.
It's
all
so exciting.
episodes
Aren't you excited?
long. This inner bag has all kinds of stuff in it. Let's see.
Okay.
First things first. I think this is a nondescript bag. Mine says beef brisket,
Mine says chicken and noodles,
so this would be the right here.
entree. Okay. And then this
Brisket.
is,
The brisket entree, this is actually part of the cooking mechanism.
it is.
Yes, and I have the brisket entree and au gratin potatoes is what it looks like I'm going to have here. So here are my au gratin potatoes.
Okay. Chicken and noodles with vegetables and sauce. That says the chicken and noodles, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is mixed fruit. I
Oh.
have mixed fruit
Okay.
right here. So I guess my entirety is, like, yours is in 2 pieces. Mine is, like, here's the chicken noodles, everything together.
Okay.
Like a stew or a soup or something.
You got Skittles.
I got Skittles, but I don't think
I have Twizzlers.
You have Twizzlers. I think the Twizzlers will probably
Hold up better?
Yeah, because feel this. Feel the Skittles.
Oh.
It's like they've become one gelatinous piece of candy.
The Skittles is now a bar.
Yeah, it's a
bar of
bar.
Skittles.
A bar of sour Skittles.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the MRE heater, which we're going to actually cook here live on the show.
Oh, okay.
I have a chocolate chip cookie, which I'm very curious about.
Peanut butter?
You have peanut butter.
I have peanut butter.
I have apple jelly.
I have crackers. Crackers of some sort.
Okay.
I guess they go with the peanut butter.
I have Irish cream instant powder. Irish cream cappuccino instant powder.
Carbohydrate electrolyte beverage powder, orange flavor.
All right, so you got basically orange Powerade. Mm-hmm. I got a thing of peanut butter also.
Apple jelly. Some apple jelly. I guess I could have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with these crackers.
And I got a white wheat snack bread here.
I have some kind of pepper sauce made with Tabasco peppers.
Interesting. You got hot sauce.
I got hot sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got a moist towelette.
I got a spoon. I have a spoon.
I too have a spoon.
Okay. Something in here I have. I guess this is that heat mechanism you ran into before.
Beverage base cranberry grape.
This must be something. Okay.
2 chiclets. Because
when
you're in a foxhole, you don't want bad breath.
Well, especially if you're with somebody.
That's
right?
true.
I guess. You have opened the little.
I just opened the little one.
With the moist towelette. Hang on.
I got a salt packet and a moist towelette.
What is this?
And it looks like an actual napkin or perhaps toilet paper. I'm guessing this might be
a napkin.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper?
Or tissues.
Tissues? It's tissues.
It's tissue squares, but
you could use it as napkin or...
I believe that this is toilet paper.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Hey, you know what? Our guys out in the field got to take care of business, so, you know.
Men and women.
Well,
yes.
I say guys as a generic term, not gendered.
Moist towelette with the...
so I don't think...
I got sugar.
I don't think we're going to need the toilet paper, although if people get back to hoarding toilet paper...
Iodized salt.
Then we're going to hold on to that. You never know when you might need it.
Okay.
So.
I don't know what this is. What is this? Creamer, non-dairy
creamer.
Coffee. And then this is... I don't know what this is.
Cafe
Pure coffee.
Puro.
These two go together.
You got coffee.
Yeah, I got coffee.
Wow.
But you got cappuccino.
I do. Well,
Yeah.
here, I've got an idea. Well, we can start.
And then, matches. I have matches.
You got matches.
Did you get matches?
I did not, no.
No? And chiclets. I got chiclets too.
You got chiclets as well.
Okay.
All right. So, here's what we're going to do.
What are we doing?
Well, let's start cooking and then we can get into some of the other stuff. How's that? But I may...
MRE, meal ready to eat heater, US, warnings, a bunch of warnings.
Yeah.
You're not reading the warnings.
No.
Okay. Clearly. Okay, do I rip the top?
You just tear it straight across.
Okay.
So now, we have the MRE heater. Now, what's cool about this is it actually uses chemistry to get you where you need to be as far as cooked food in the field. Okay. And you don't have to worry about building a fire to do it, which I think is great. Well, you put your flat packets of food in here.
You put the flat packet in the
actual MRE heater bag. Slide those in there. Heater and its byproducts are not intended for human consumption. I have to imagine that they had to tell somebody that. So in preparation for our show, I actually brought us a canteen of cold water.
Cold water?
Cold water, because this is supposed to be made with the water that our guys have in their actual canteens in the field. They're not going to have the luxury of hot water necessarily.
Okay.
So we're going to pour the water in right here. So I've got the water in here.
And then what do you do?
Well, then we're going to wait for the magic to start happening. So the water's poured in, and we're going to start feeling this get hot.
Okay.
We also have, and I just sat it right on top of the stand, this here is intended to be, here, would you hold that for just a second?
Yes.
And see, look, we actually have steam.
Woo!
Steam is already coming out of this, so
Okay.
don't burn yourself. So that's cooking right there. Same thing.
Do you have to like activate it, or does it just do it?
The chemistry happens on its own once the water starts to soak through, and we'll start to see some stuff come through here. Now, while that's cooking, let's help ourselves to some of the other items that we have here. We
Okay.
have an amazingly delicious Irish cream cappuccino instant powder, natural and artificially flavored.
And hot beverage bag.
That's for making a hot beverage. Look at you.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know. You didn't get one of those?
I did not get one
No.
of those.
Okay. So I don't know. Do you make that in your bag? All in one bag?
Yeah, I make it in here. Now, what we can do, if you would like, I do happen to have a canteen of hot water over here.
Oh, okay.
We can do that instead.
Sure.
All right, so I have just made cappuccino by pouring that in there. Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll let that sit for a second. You want electrolyte orange beverage?
Yeah. Oh.
We have cold water for that, but I can't get to it because it's right here.
Oh, okay. Well.
Nope. Smell that.
Smells like Tang.
Smells like
for,
Tang.
For children of the 80s.
I knew you would like that. All right, so let's put that there. And I'm going to
Switch out.
switch out.
These growlers are not just for holding beer.
They're not. Now, this doesn't have a zip top.
No.
So that's probably meant to put in your canteen.
Fold over top of pouch.
Oh, well, okay. They're trusting you to.
Be able to fold it over. I don't. They're trusting. They're. I don't know how trustworthy I am.
We have shaken it up. We've mixed it up. You found a very
Indeed, I did.
patriotic cup.
From our friends at Mission Barbecue.
All right.
Not a sponsor, but also very supportive of police, fire, EMS, military. Yeah.
Give us the first taste of MRE goodness.
It's like Tang.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I was obsessed with Tang as a child. Well, you know. I don't know if anybody else out there even remembers. Look at this. Cappuccino.
All right. You know what this smells like?
What?
Gas station cappuccino. You know what this tastes like?
Gas station cappuccino.
Gas station cappuccino. But you know what?
Sorry.
Of all things, it could be worse. This could be a lot worse.
It's good.
So you're
I like
getting
it.
gas station cappuccino. That's not awful.
I like it. I like it.
Not
Yeah,
terrible.
did you try this?
No.
Trying the orange electrolyte beverage.
Oh yeah, that's Tang.
It's Tang, 100%, right?
That's great. All right. So
Okay.
in mine, you got crackers.
I got crackers.
And I got a white wheat snack bread.
And I got like apple jelly and peanut butter that I think is meant for the crackers.
I got apple jelly and peanut butter also.
And what is this?
That is my cookie.
Oh, that's your cookie. Okay.
But I also got beverage base cranberry grape.
Interesting.
So I'm thinking this is like a cran grape, like ocean spray type thing.
Okay.
You can't see that on camera, but like on the back side of it, it's like you can see the texture of the actual cracker.
Can you do? I don't know.
That is weird. All right.
Okay.
So a little cup here.
Cup
So I've got
for you.
purple drink, is what it looks like. And I'll be darned if that's not purple drink.
It smells like fruity drink.
It smells like
that,
purple fruity drink.
when you put that powder in there, it wafted up a...
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then these are the crackers that I got, which...
Looks like a big saltine.
like a big saltine without salt. Yeah.
Now, it's like a cranberry juice cocktail.
It is.
It's
very much so.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Now there is, I don't know how much truth there is to it, but there's always the urban legends or things you hear about the MREs, that each component of the MRE is designed to serve a specific purpose. Aside from giving the soldiers the calories that they need to keep going. They also talk about things like cranberry juice is put in there to help with preventing urinary tract infections. You hear about the, I have heard the rumor that the peanut butter is flammable.
Really?
Because of the high oil content in it. So in a pinch they could use this to start campfires.
Oh.
I've also heard that the cheese is designed to plug you up, so to speak, so that you aren't subject to having to go to the bathroom a lot. And that the chiclets are actually designed to be a diuretic. I don't know how true all this stuff is, so
Interesting.
it'll be interesting as we're eating our way through this.
Yeah.
So, a little more cranberry juice cocktail. I mean, how tasty. That's actually not bad. I mean, honestly, I know you were terrified of this experiment.
I just know how... I mean, I guess you can't really be picky.
No, I guess
Right?
not. I suppose not.
Yeah.
So, my white wheat snack bread is roughly shaped like a loaf of bread. It's very dense. This is very dense.
It's shaped like a...
It's shaped like a loaf of bread. But I'm gonna wait until I put my peanut butter and jelly on there. Oh, I see. You're electing to spread with the spoon.
Well,
Good call.
I mean...
I'm gonna do the same. So the peanut butter looks like regular old peanut butter. Doesn't look like anything
Tastes like peanut butter.
super different than what we would get at a grocery store.
Tastes like peanut butter. It's got like a smoother consistency.
And then we both got apple jelly. I wonder if that is a soldier favorite, like or if that's just what the companies, could do inexpensively, or maybe that's what would pack and store long term.
I don't know.
I'm curious about the crackers. Let's hear it.
Well, they're not salty. The buttery club crackers, it's not that flavor because it's not buttery. It's that consistency, but very plain
Okay.
cracker. I think that's probably on purpose so you could put it with whatever you have. Crunchy like a cracker. Yeah.
So you've got some texture at least.
No texture?
Well, I think that the bread, the air quote bread, is dense, with a little bit of moisture to it. But no flavor, no
Yeah,
texture,
the-
very plain.
The cracker didn't really have any flavor.
Yeah. This is, whether it's designed to just keep you going and be unoffensive to your tummy.
Maybe.
The jelly reminds me of the little jelly packets you might get at a diner.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the quality and consistency.
Yeah.
Not horrible. Not going to win any awards.
No. But
serviceable.
yeah.
Would I seek this bread out on its own? No. I doubt that this is something that is hugely sought after by our troops.
Probably not.
I know certain MRE items are often bartered.
Really?
But this isn't terrible.
No.
You have another beverage.
I do.
You do.
I do.
Let's see what this is all about.
This is
That's the creamer.
This is the creamer, and then this is 100% pure coffee.
Well, craft services to the rescue. And while our soldiers in the field may not get to eat in quite such style, we have everything you might need. All right, so you've added the hot, or the instant coffee, the sugar, and the creamer.
We're adding hot water to the instant coffee, creamer, sugar situation.
There you go.
And then we're gonna stir it with the handy dandy included spoon here in the MRE.
The military approved,
Spoon.
warfighter tested.
I feel like you could use it as a weapon if you needed to.
I'm sure those guys could use anything as a weapon out there in the field.
Yeah. I wouldn't know how, but.
Craft services, everybody. And what do you think of this coffee?
It's very akin to your cappuccino.
Is it really? Oh yeah, it's a little less sweet,
Yeah.
but very similar flavor. Though.
Yeah,
I guess
yours was lighter in color.
I think mine had more powdered milk in it.
Yeah.
Or it had powdered milk in it. I think this is just
Non-dairy creamer.
non-dairy creamer. In a pinch in the field, not horrible.
Right?
Yeah.
Not bad.
I've actually drank worse than this out of truck stop or rest stop vending machines. If you've ever had coffee where when you get the paper cup, you look on the bottom to see what carb you got that has like a poker game built onto the cup, that coffee is worse than this.
The stories I learn about you on every single episode.
You're mixed fruit and heavy syrup. This is fruit cocktail.
Yeah.
It's probably best we didn't heat this up.
So, to this point, what's your favorite part?
Actually, this is, just so everyone's clear, this is designed to be the serving bowl.
Oh, so you could.
So you could conceivably just tear straight across here, like this, and eat right out of the bowl. So,
Fruit and heavy syrup.
fruit and heavy syrup. They were not lying. That is exactly what you got there. Which makes sense. I mean, if you're wanting something that can give soldiers the hit of sugar that they need, simple carbs, complex carbs, what little of the vitamins and minerals remain in the fruit cocktail after it's cooked, but all in all, or after it's processed, I should say, not cooked. But yeah. Tastes like pears, peaches, simple syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it is not awful.
No. Very sugary. You're doing your dessert.
We're doing it backwards to give this food the maximum time to warm up with the heater. So
Okay.
I have a chocolate chip cookie, and it's very crumbly. Just pulling it right out, right there.
Pieces.
Actually, that's pretty darn good.
Like, you know how Chips Ahoy is crispy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. It's not like, they're softer.
Like the Otis Spunkmeyers or the, what do you call them, Toll Houses or.
Right.
Yeah, this has a crunchier
I see.
exterior, but the flavor is actually pretty good.
Not bad.
This with my cappuccino,
Yeah.
Wouldn't be bad. This accounts for 12% of your total carbohydrates for the day and 40% of your fat.
Yeah.
We're down to our candy snacks. You might have the saddest pack of Skittles I've ever seen. And my Twizzlers and little nibbles are not going to be much better, I don't think.
Oh yeah, they're not like the.
These are not the strings.
Those are like little.
These are little chunks of Twizzlers.
Okay.
I've never seen these actually in the market. Little pieces of Twizzler. And this is a cherry variety as opposed to a strawberry. Okay, I was joking when I said this was going to be a bar of Skittles.
But it is.
It is legitimately, show everybody that. That's a bar of Skittles.
It is.
I think if you're in a pinch, you're in a war zone, you need a little hit of sugar, you're looking for something sweet. And Danny is chiming in because what's an episode of the show without Danny chiming in? Not bad. If you're like me and you don't like Twizzlers normally, you're not going to like them anymore just because you're getting shot at in a war zone. So our friends at the Department of Defense, I think you need to rethink your Skittles.
Somehow.
Especially if these things are being shipped overseas to high temperature war zones.
It's just, yeah.
The Twizzlers seem to hold up better.
Maybe. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, yeah. It's really tart.
So now the moment of truth. We are down to the entrees.
It is down to you.
It's down to me. So let's plate up our entrees and see what.
Now, what you normally eat them in the pouch out there in the field,
yeah, I mean,
right?
well, they may have a field mess kit that they can eat in.
Okay.
You know, like a little metal tray or something. Oops. Got a little residual water there. And careful with these, the little heat top. The chemical heaters are still a little warm. Interesting. This, just in the initial look of it and the initial smell of it, reminds me a lot of corned beef hash.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yours actually looks like noodles.
It does.
Interesting.
I'm sorry.
You're making a face
sorry.
at whose? Mine or yours?
Mine. I just don't, I'm not sure about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
What do you mean you're sure? How are you sure about
I'm
it?
sure.
This is what came out of the package of the chicken and noodles.
And then this is the potatoes au gratin.
Seems like canned soup when you first open it. This.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
seems like to me.
It's actually exactly what it reminds me of.
Okay, baby. So, should I try it without any of the accoutrement?
Well, you don't know what you're going to need yet.
Okay.
You're like, I'm going to need another meal after this, is what I'm going to need.
I am the worst. I'm the worst. Right? Oh. Okay.
I'm very curious about this.
All right.
Go for it.
It smells kind of like tuna casserole.
It looks like tuna casserole, but it's chicken. So it's chicken casserole. Are we not a fan?
No. Oh no. Oh.
Hold on, I gotta try this.
Oh. This is not. You need. If you get this, you need to barter it away.
Okay, clearly you and I have different standards.
Okay.
You have them. I don't.
Okay.
It's a...
I don't know.
Okay,
Oh.
this is... If you've ever had canned chicken meat...
Which
that-
I am not a fan of,
Okay.
just to be...
Well, then that right there set you up for failure. Because this is canned chicken meat, probably not freeze-dried peas, but
Something.
peas, carrots, any shelf-stable pasta that you get is not going to be al dente, so
It's mushy.
a little on the mushy side.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not awesome.
No, it's not.
Might it be better with some of the Army issue hot sauce?
Perhaps, but
Try it and let us know.
okay. Well, dig in.
I am. Okay. I threw away my spoon, so.
You
First-
threw away your spoon.
Yeah. First, I'm going to try these au gratin potatoes. Okay. The au gratin potatoes on my dish are very reminiscent of if you've ever gotten like a potato au gratin style boxed potatoes au gratin,
Oh yeah.
where you just add water and then bake the crap out of it, or
They're in the rice and noodles.
over by the rice
in the grocery
roni.
store. Yeah.
The flavor of that this is exactly, in terms of consistency and flavor, what I get off of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as far as the brisket and gravy goes, ooh, salt bomb.
Is it?
Yeah, really salty.
That's why yours didn't come with salt, or did it? Yeah,
Oh
it
no,
did.
I have iodized salt right here. I did not get pepper sauce though.
I think the salt helps,
Okay.
and the pepper, which is a yellow pepper sauce. I expected it to be red,
Yeah.
but it's yellow. It's it adds some spice. It's got some heat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We get your thoughts on
I don't
mine?
know. I don't know that it totally improves the whole thing. Well, your description is on par. Better. I like the potatoes actually better than that. How did you describe this beef?
That reminds me of Dinty Moore beef stew or corned beef hash.
Oh, corned beef hash.
Corned beef hash, more
Yeah.
so than beef stew.
Well, like beef stew is just not my thing.
You're
in
not.
a can.
I don't think you're gonna love this.
Okay.
Oh, come on. It's not gonna kill you. Get a spoon. Go for it.
It's like cold beef stew. Yeah. Cold beef stew. Yeah. It's not for me.
Yeah, this is very salty. You get chunks of beef. I guess it's brisket. You would never know it. Yeah, this is. I mean, again, would this keep you going? Would this stick to your belly? You know, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure in a pinch, what a lot of soldiers are doing is warming these things up on like the hoods of their vehicles.
Oh.
You know, and letting
Yeah.
it warm up that way. If you combine the two, the salt from this and the blandness from the potatoes, they complement each other so nicely.
I'm sorry.
But I mean, you know, again, we know this isn't going to be 3-4 star meals by any stretch.
No.
But would this keep soldiers going?
Yes.
Is it horrible for what it is? No.
No.
Is it something I'm going to seek out on a regular basis? And how can the members of the Runcation Nation use this? Well,
Oh.
there are a lot of companies out there that are offering meals ready to eat for disaster preparedness kits.
Oh, true. Yeah.
And living here in Florida, because we have hurricane season every year, we keep a stockpile of food on hand. Canned foods.
Yep.
Typically, canned foods are good for about a year on the shelf.
Yeah.
So, getting something that is shelf stable beyond a year is not a bad idea, especially if you live in an area that's prone to hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, blizzards. Basically, anywhere in the United States where you might want to have some food on hand in case of emergency. And if you're thinking about getting an MRE that is going to be shelf stable for 5 to 6 years,
Yeah.
this would be something that, we would recommend checking out some of those videos online where people are actually doing the reviews of the different menus and doing reviews of the different MREs, and then purchasing them from a reputable distributor who's selling the flavors that you want.
Yeah, I think that's very well said. Will it keep you going in a pinch, in natural disasters where you have, loss of power? This is something that could sustain you and has, like the caloric density.
Caloric density and the nutrition, the vitamins and minerals that you need.
Yeah.
You're looking at I think it's like 1,500 calories.
Is that what it is?
For everything that we had here in each package. So, that's plenty to keep you going right there.
These chiclets are great.
Well, let me see. I forgot to try my chiclets. But,
as we're wrapping up,
yeah.
the whole eating portion of our show.
What flavor are yours?
Cinnamon.
Mine's cinnamon also.
Yeah. I like it.
So,
Yeah.
emergency toilet paper, iodized salt, and a moist towelette.
towelettes.
So, all things considered.
I got matches.
And you got
And
matches.
you did not.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So, all things considered, they are good for what they are. These are not going to be the things that you're going to seek out.
No.
But I can think back to when we've had a couple of the bad hurricanes that have come through here.
And tornado.
And the tornado. Where we were without power for days. That if this had been what we had to subsist on, we'd have been fine.
We've been okay. I would use a lot of hot sauce.
Yeah. I think that's a good rule of thumb anyway, is have some of that on hand.
Oh, yeah.
That makes everything better.
It does.
So,
I mean, Frank's hot sauce is not a sponsor, but makes some pretty good hot sauce.
That is the meal ready to eat. We want to thank our soldiers out in the field that are fighting for our way of life.
Yes.
And we hope that you guys are finding the flavors and the menus of food that you like, and that you're able to barter away the stuff that you don't.
Exactly.
So, stay safe out there.
Yes.
And
thank you.
it's time for us to get something to drink. But before we go on, we wanted to take a minute to thank you guys so much for becoming part of the Runcation Nation and supporting the show through our Patreon program.
Yes.
The fact that we have anybody that's listening to us at all is fantastic.
It's amazing and very humbling, and we appreciate so much all the support from everyone, and especially from our patrons.
Yeah, and anyone who thinks that I'm kidding when I say when we get a notice that somebody else has become a patron that it doesn't make her cry.
It does.
It absolutely does.
Yes.
And it gets me emotional too, because it's just the fact that you guys like what we're doing and you're wanting to be part of this community that we're trying to build, and especially now when it's hard for a travel podcast to actually do any traveling. So we can't thank you enough. But for those that don't know about our patron program and might be interested, we created a Patreon a few months ago at the behest of one of our first patrons who he saw that we had created it and then jumped in, and we hadn't done anything with it.
Yeah, we just we created the account. We're like, okay, we're gonna flesh that out later, and all of a sudden, ding!
Yeah.
We have a patron.
So then what we decided was, okay, well, what can we bring to the table for people who want to support the show like this? And we created 3 levels of patronage.
Yes.
At the $2 level, the $5 level, and the $10 level.
And they all have their own unique perks.
Yeah.
Or bonus content.
Yeah. And if you are in the Podbean app, who is our host, they have their own patron program, and you don't want to leave there, that's okay. We recreated the levels of patronage there as well. So regardless if you want to do it through Podbean or through Patreon, you can support the show for as little as $2 a month. Buy her a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And it makes all the difference in the world. It helps keeps the
coffee
bandwidth flowing,
for me.
the coffee flowing, and it's going to enable us to continue to bring you guys this kind of content for the months and years to come.
Yeah. And at the $5 and $10 level, we've been we've been doing some special video content, some audio content. It could be behind the scenes of our own journeys.
And we are
health and weight loss.
Yeah. And we are about to rejigger our set.
Yeah.
And we're going to start setting us up for doing more video.
Yeah.
And you get a chance to see the behind the scenes of how we're going to make that come to be. So we've got some good stuff planned. It's coming.
Yeah. So if you're interested, like you said, in the Podbean app, there's a button at the top of the player where you can tap and then, or click, and you can get to all the different levels and subscribe there. Or you can go to patreon.com/runeatdrinkpodcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we cannot thank you enough for your support of our show.
So let's get down to the drinking.
Yes.
So this week we got some a little bit of extra drinking stuff for you guys going on. Our first stuff is going to be non-alcoholic, but provided courtesy of Black Rifle Coffee Company.
Yes, Black Rifle.
Black Rifle, if you haven't seen these guys, check them out. Go look for their Facebook page, their Instagram.
Their YouTube channel. Hello.
These guys have such a tremendous social media game, and their coffee is pretty good too.
Yes.
We're actually big fans of their coffee.
We are. Huge.
And
Huge.
This is a pound of their ground caffeinated as F, CAF. We're going to keep our family-friendly tag. We're not saying the F word.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Which you can fill in the blanks.
You can fill in the blanks.
Yes. CAF delivers a high caffeine punch with a rich smoky flavor. Made for professional coffee drinker. CAF will never disappoint. It's a medium roast, and they are serving premium coffee to people who love America.
Now, you've got yours set up over there in one of our portable French presses.
I love this.
We've actually featured these on the show before. This is made by Espro. This is the Espro Ultralight. It's a combination of French press and travel mug.
Yes, which we love. Love, love, love.
This is great for camping. It's great for commuting. It's just a really nice, really neat product.
It's been a lifesaver for me starting to commute back to work.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So you pour in. You already have in this. It's two scoops of coffee, and then you just put the top of the press, the French press, in here.
Just kind of snaps in there.
It seals nicely, and then we're just going to wait for a couple of minutes while that steeps.
Yeah.
Now, I, on the other hand, have something a little bit different. Everybody knows Black Rifle Coffee Company for their coffee.
Yeah.
Really, they have instant coffee, they have K-Cups, they have ground coffee, whole bean.
Whole bean, yeah.
And I love the fact that their boxes are actually themed after ammunition boxes, and they call them coffee rounds if you're getting K-Cups.
Yeah.
It's very cute. Everything's very, very well themed and well marketed for them. And their cocoa is no different. This is their CC17 Combat Cocoa. And this is made to look like a smoke grenade.
I love it.
And this is actually what a grenade looks like,
So
and the color of the band denotes what type of grenade it actually is. This is great. This is
Things you learn.
Yeah. This is I'm not okay. The one thing I don't like is the type of lid this is. This is one of those that
don't want it to explode everywhere,
No, I don't.
right?
But this just presses right in there.
Yeah.
And when you smell this, it's just got this amazing cocoa smell. You can see the sugar crystals in there when you look in. This is just phenomenal. And it says here, mix 2 tablespoons of combat cocoa mixed with 1 cup, 8 fluid ounces, hot milk of choice. I have my Espro. My Espro right here with me.
Yep.
This, instead of having the French press, I took the French press out.
Yeah.
And I just put my milk in here.
Uh-huh.
Craft Services is always prepared.
Always prepared.
So I've got my milk in there.
You do very well as craft services.
Give that a little stir. Shake it up. This will do 2 things. Number 1, it'll mix it. Number 2, it'll froth the milk a little bit. Now, of course, you could do this to taste.
Oh, yeah.
you know, if you want
You can adjust
more
the
cocoa
levels,
or less.
yeah. Just a hint of flavor or just full-on cocoa.
And we're doing this with a little bit of sweetened vanilla almond milk tonight. Tell me what you think of that.
Oh, I like the cocoa flavor. It's sweet and chocolatey. It's like a milk chocolate flavor to me. It's not like a dark chocolate flavor.
Agreed.
So, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, this is, I think the mark of a good hot cocoa is that they go more, and I know that they go more for the milk chocolate flavor.
Yeah.
I know that it's available. You can get dark chocolate cocoa powder.
Yes.
That has its place.
Well, like maybe sprinkled on top of fruit.
I think, yeah, that's a
Like
really
that?
good way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want hot cocoa when it starts to get cold out. I want more of the milk chocolate flavor.
Yeah.
I think that goes great with marshmallows.
Because you're doing a s'mores type of thing.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised we're most of our lives, and you're a native Floridian. Like the whole s'mores thing is very appealing to me, even though I didn't have a whole lot of it growing up.
Well, I didn't either. I mean, we would do s'mores as like a fun thing when I was in Scouts,
Yeah.
but it never really got super, super cold here.
Right.
So that wasn't really a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
But all in all, this is got a nice rich flavor, and we're using almond milk, so I know that if you were to use whole milk or 2%,
yeah.
that would be even better. But for our friends who might be lactose intolerant, or you know, this might be a really good way to go.
That's nice. Yeah. Almond milk, oat milk would be fattier.
I think oat milk would probably give you more of a real milk mouthfeel.
Yeah.
But flavor-wise, this is just spot on. This is really, really good.
Yeah. I did the press.
You did the
while
press.
we were talking about the cocoa, so the coffee is ready.
Did it steep long enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 5 minutes.
Pour me some.
Okay.
We were repping our friends at Nice Guys Pizza with their Nice Guys coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very excited about this.
That roasted coffee kind of smell. You know, like coffee commercials on television, like when you see it poured and it's steaming, and this is the smell that I associate with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I love a medium roast. There's no bitterness. It's just the perfect kind of, here's this smooth coffee flavor to help you wake up in the morning.
I noticed how you carefully only poured us each about half of this.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. I thought you did that on purpose for, you know, because it's caffeinated.
Well,
Apparently they selected this bean, or this blend of beans, for its caffeine content.
yes.
Oh, that is smooth.
Isn't it smooth? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because there are some coffees that have kind of, I don't know, that leave you, when you have them black, kind of a dry mouthfeel.
That's the
with
tannins.
A little bit of bitterness. Yeah, like in red wine.
It's the same tannic, the tannins that you get from red wine. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like overly so. And I like the smoothness here.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good black. This would be great with cream too. But this is actually smooth enough. It's not so, it doesn't have any bitterness to it really at all. And this is easy to drink black.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
if you're a black coffee drinker, this is a winner.
Yeah. Love it.
These guys know what they're doing with their coffee.
They support veterans. They're veteran owned.
Veteran owned. They employ veterans.
They employ veterans, and they also support law enforcement
And first responders. Yeah.
So that's very near and dear to our hearts. And I can't thank them enough for everything that they do. And there are some really neat YouTube videos for events that they've put on.
Yeah, they've done some great events for veterans, getting veterans out and mainly disabled veterans, by getting them out and doing
Yeah.
sports,
Yeah, but I think,
like shooting sports.
just anybody who's been through what veterans have been through in that experience, that sometimes it's post-traumatic stress, and they're bringing those soldiers back into the community and giving them connections with others who have similar experience. Yeah. So
Really good.
I can't thank them enough for what they do and who they are. And, I'm obsessed with coffee, as you know, if you follow us on any social media channel at all. You know, I love to seek out a great cup of joe. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, cheers to the guys at Black Rifle Coffee.
Yes.
Thank you for what you're doing.
And your service.
And thank you, veterans, for everything that you've done.
All of you. Love it. I love it.
We have a bonus.
We have a bonus!
We have a bonus drink tonight.
Yay!
And the bonus is really because we're keeping with the theme. And of course, you know us. We like to have the occasional adult beverage.
Occasional.
In order to find the Black Rifle Coffee, I had to go to one of our local gun stores here in Cape Coral. They actually carry Black Rifle Coffee products in the store.
Yay!
And it's a neat place. Can't say enough good about Shoot Center here in Cape Coral. And the owner himself is a veteran. The store also had some really cool shot glasses here. This is the shell casing of a round from the Gal 8 Avenger cannon. If you're not familiar with what that is, if you've ever seen pictures or video of the A-10 Thunderbolt or A-10 Warthog tank killer, this is the airplane that is built basically around the cannon.
Oh.
This is the shell casing. The shell itself sticks out about like this far.
Okay.
And they're actually, for the longest time, they were made out of depleted uranium. So they're even more dense than lead. And the impact, or when they leave the muzzle, they're going at over 3,000 feet per second.
Wow.
Coming out of the muzzle. Horribly devastating gun, and just really neat that this company decided to get these shell casings and repurpose them. They no longer shoot aren't making any more of the depleted uranium shells. They're now using tungsten.
Oh.
So these aren't radioactive. We're good. Nice and safe to drink from.
Yeah.
And in keeping with the spirit of the military theme we have here, we are going to enjoy a little bit of whiskey, specifically Bullet Rye. And why Bullet? Well, because we're drinking from the shell casing of a bullet.
Yeah, I see what you did.
So, there we go. Cheers. Happy
Cheers.
Veterans Day, belatedly.
Yes. And thank you for all you do.
Your thoughts on the Bullet Rye?
Smooth.
Let me show everybody the bottle.
It's smooth.
If you're not familiar with it, this is probably what people refer to as a, if not top shelf, then middle shelf. This is a very approachable bottle. This $7.50 will run you about $27 to $30 usually, I think.
Yeah.
This is Bullet 95 Rye, Frontier Whiskey, straight American rye whiskey, distilled and aged in the Bullet family tradition. 45% alcohol by volume or 90 proof. Made using a 95% rye mash for superior American rye whiskey experience. What I like about this one in particular, I think ryes are very flavorful.
Yes.
And very smooth.
Not a whole lot of afterburn.
No, not at all. Now, which is funny because when you get a bourbon, which is not a rye, they're two distinct things. Bourbon has to be 51% corn.
Yeah.
So, but when you get that mix of corn and rye in a bourbon, you tend to find yourself with a little more of an afterburn. But rye on its own, I think, is very approachable It's used very commonly in things like Cosmopolitans and Manhattans.
Yes.
In fact, we just had Pete's Manhattan from
Yes.
the Columbia restaurant, which I believe uses, I don't know if it's Bullet,
I don't remember.
but it uses a rye whiskey. And yeah, this is just a great sipping whiskey and just tremendous flavor. You don't get, and what a lot of people think if they're not familiar with it, they think that they're going to get this overwhelming aroma of rye bread or caraway seeds, and it's not that. It's it has a little spice to it, but it's different than rye seeds or caraway seeds, if that makes any sense at all.
It's, well, yeah, it's not as, I mean, it's not like having rye bread, you know? But I like the smoothness here. Yeah. And I think that, it doesn't say Pete's Manhattan what it was.
Yeah, Knob Creek. Knob Creek's rye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which is also quite good.
So, well, yeah. The tasting notes on Bullet's website, russet in color, rich oaky aromas, exceptionally smooth with hints of vanilla, vanilla for sure, and spice like an orange spice.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like orange peel,
You know?
coriander.
Orange peel, not so much like orange juice.
Right.
Type. Yeah. So vanilla, honey, and spice. Finishes crisp and clean. 90 proof. 45% ABV. 95% rye. 5% malted barley.
There you go. Go with the barley.
Yeah.
So, excellent way to close out the show.
Yes.
Excellent way to toast and celebrate our veterans in this belated Veterans Day episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we are out of things to eat and drink, and we haven't gone to run yet. So that brings us to the end of another show.
That's true. Well, that's true. We celebrated your Army 10 miler.
Yay.
And we sampled the MREs.
The culinary excellence that is the MRE.
Yes. And then we ended with some fantastic Black Rifle coffee and cocoa and some Bullet rye.
Right here.
Very apropos. So
next week we're going to be doing some more running, eating
and drinking
from somewhere, probably around Southwest Florida.
I would think so. We're heading into, it is November and we're heading into that Thanksgiving season, and there are so many places around here that we're so thankful for. So in the greater Southwest Florida area.
Yes.
So to bring those to you so that when you can travel again, that just to tempt you to visit us is what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you guys are able to travel, we're able to have visitors. Just saying.
Yeah. And we will come run, eat, and drink with you.
100%. But if you guys would do us a favor, head on over to Apple Podcast this week.
Oh, yeah.
Leave us a rating and review.
Yeah, we're really hoping that, like, some older reviews, sometimes they disappear or expire, and we're hoping to get some newer reviews in there and get discovered by more runners that are like us, and so that we can grow our Runcation Nation.
And we picked up about 11 new likers on Facebook this week, so thank you guys for if you're new to the Runcation Nation.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Also, find the Runcation Nation group on Facebook and ask to join. We'll let you in.
Yeah.
We just do that as a means to kind of filter out the robots and the Nigerian princess trying to send you money.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Don't do that.
They're not trying to send you money.
No.
So, and one more thing, consider supporting us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/runeatdrinkpodcast.
Yeah.
Or Podbean users, click the button, become a patron. $2 a month is all it takes to start. And we've got patronage levels going all the way to $10, and each level gets its own special perks.
Yes. So thank you for joining us on your long run, your commute to work, wherever you are. We appreciate you listening and being part of our world for a little while. So for now, I'm your host, Amy.
And I'm your co-host, Dana.
Stay safe, stay well, and we will talk to you really soon.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. We're having another great year thanks to your support. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We're at Run, Eat, Drink Podcast. And on Twitter, we're Run, Eat, Drink Pod. You can also give us a call at 941-677-2733 or send us an email at info@runeatdrink.net. Visit our website at runeatdrink.net and click on the subscribe link so you don't miss a minute. Find out how you can support the show at patreon.com/runeatdrinkpodcast. Accomplish, explore, and indulge right along with us. We'll talk to you next time.